G'day everyone and welcome to the 5th round of the ANZCRL Combined Racing League Toyota GT86 Championship. I'm your host as always, Sato15, and with me in the commentary box is, once again, Night Pegasus. How you going?
Yeah, good, Sato. Looking forward to this. We've got a bit of a mixed field tonight. 3 races to go and 6 points between first and second and third. So anybody's championship.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, we're running multiple different formats tonight. Rounds 5 and 6 are acting as a double header, so shorter races for rounds 5 and 6, but round 6 will be a reverse grid race of the results from round 5, so that should throw up a bit of action. We've also combined the Pro and Open guys together, so we've got 2 different classes running in the same race, so we'll be sure to let you guys know throughout the night which drivers are where.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Like, are the second tier going to give way to these guys? I think not. And it'll be interesting to see who's the fastest, whether they're mixing it up in the field with the rest of the pro lobby. So yeah, looking at something completely different this time. And after Texas, well, 3 laps, 3 wide into turn 2 and 3. Who knows what's going to happen?
Well, oh dear, what's happened to? Who's that white car that's struggling?
Not sure. I think
it might have been
Gear.
There we go. Gear 3 Gaming was just balking at the start of his lap. So he's one of the guys that's in the Open Championship that's been brought into this lobby. He's 6th place in the Open Championship at the moment.
Oh, someone off at the corner there, turn 1, 2.
Yeah.
Someone's... I don't know who's who, so this is going to be...
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, there you go. Darky's off.
Darky.
So he's actually the championship leader of the Open Championship. He's actually accumulated more points than what the Pro Championship leader Lloyd has. Darky's on 184 points, and he has an 18-point lead over FRCA Shadow, who was unable to make it for this round due to internet issues. So that's going to put a massive spanner in the works.
Yeah, it's always a shame, isn't it? But they get a dropped round, so... Oh, but he's going to miss all 3, isn't he?
Or if he does miss all 3, it's going to hurt him massively. Because yeah,
so that's a shame.
As we said, with 3 rounds tonight, if you miss tonight's racing, it's going to hurt you big time. But
yep.
All 3 races carry the same amount of points, so even though the first 2 races tonight, rounds 5 and 6, are only 10 minutes and 15 minutes long respectively, they still carry the same amount of points as round 7, which is at
Simo. Sorry.
25 minutes. Simo losing it at the back of the shot. He is currently in 3rd place in the championship, only 4 points behind Colonel Lloyd. So he's looking to further his championship campaign tonight.
Yeah, and he's on it. He's pushing the limits already.
He's lucky.
Lloyd's got to the top.
He's really struggled so far this championship. He's been pushing the car very hard, but it's not what these cars are suited for. So we noticed last week he was having a lot of brake issues.
Yeah. After he had that bit of a bingle, and he get a bit of front damage. I think that's what ended up these.
Yeah, he had front aero damage, and it just compounded the issues on the brakes.
Oh, a bit opposite look there.
But with the first 2 rounds tonight being very short comparatively to the rest of the races in this championship, as someone who drives the car quite hard could get away with it a bit more, as the brake fade won't impact as much.
Oh, and especially here. Basically, you've got 2 corners.
Ooh.
Oh! Well, if you do that, I don't think you'll get away with it.
No. Well, that's the thing with this track, the Monza short circuit. That little snaky section as you shortcut the Grand Prix circuit is very tight, and on that opening lap with was it 13 cars on the grid, it could be a bit of biff and barge.
Yeah, yeah. It's a bit. I think there's a bit of a bump there, isn't there, in that turn or turn one?
Yeah, it is pretty bumpy because it doesn't get used very often. This short layout. In fact, there is supposed to be a chicane after Parabolica before you get to the finish line that they've removed to increase the overtaking that was done on this track.
Ah, is that why it disappeared? Yes,
I
know
so.
it's still there on the track map, but yeah, it's not here in the actual race.
And you can see the lines on the track sort of disappear where the chicane used to be, but yeah, taking it out. I'm assuming that it was taken out for overtaking reasons. But it's a pretty good overtaking spot into turn one.
Yes.
We're looking forward to the battles that ensue throughout this this race meeting.
Just reading on time. Jump on with Taipan. Where's he coming? His car's looking a bit second hand. Down this long straight. Be a lot of drafting here. You don't want to lose the draft here, I don't think. Great opportunity to fuel save. Get a good run into the Parabolica. Maybe get a overtaking opportunity. Get a good run out, and definitely set yourself up for an overtaking opportunity into turn one. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. Looking forward to this race. Sometimes the simple circuits provide the best racing.
Taipan's car's looking a bit worse for wear after he's off at turn one.
Definitely. Cracked windows. Let's jump on board with Banish.
It's been a strong showing from the pro guys so far in this practice session. The top 4 slots are all the pro drivers, which you would normally expect that. The Open Championship leader, Darky, is continuing his reign of dominance in that class and is in 5th. Best of those Open guys. And we actually have a wildcard entry in tonight's race. We've got a Triple Crown winner, Shads, jumping in for tonight to have a bit of fun. He's currently down in 11th place at the moment, but he's not that far off. Only 1.5 seconds.
He's obviously been off. His car's looking a bit second hand.
Yeah,
he'll be out of practice.
Yeah, he'll be trying to find the limits quickly. But,
he's been on the party circuit since Bathurst.
Yeah, he's been driving those Dallara F3 cars on the iRacing.
Ah, so that explains a lot. Adjusting to the physics.
Yeah, very different physics between any of the sims, which is interesting. They call these simulations, yet every single one's different, so it's hard to adjust.
Yes, from what I've heard from our group, a few guys have found it hard after racing for a few months on iRacing to come back to project cars, and also just little tweaks in the track. Some tracks are a bit different characteristics, so it's not quite simple to just jump from one to the other.
I am liking Shads' livery though. It's got a nice Aussie feel to it. The
green and gold. Bassmac green and gold.
Yeah, Shads has found half a second on that lap, so he's getting quicker and quicker.
Yeah, so we know that his racecraft is what gets him the wins. He'll pressure people. Oh, say that. A bit early on the power there.
Yeah.
And do we have accelerated tyre wear for this race?
Yeah. All races in this championship have that accelerated tyre wear. So it does value the smooth driving over the hard aggressive one.
So I wouldn't like to be a front left in this race. Got your work cut out for you.
It's only the one corner really that you really work the tyres really hard, and that's the final corner, Parabolica.
Bombard with metal. Oh, we see Shads. Just put it in the wall.
I'm gonna try and work out how to distinguish metal drive and darky.
Mirrors, I'm just looking there.
Mirrors? So I'm assuming
Yeah,
that must be darky behind with the red mirrors.
Yep.
And here we go.
Just go to him.
Ended the practice session. So these guys will be looking to finish off their qualifying sims. Jetto's actually put himself in the 4th place. Best of the open guys. We haven't really got to him. But
He's done well.
yeah, it's just been very quiet. His metal drive.
Darky's just pulled
Stays
in.
Darky's in the pits. Practicing for an emergency because the chances of crashing here are quite high.
Everyone vanishes to the pits.
Yep.
Last person on track. Oh. And there they are, they're all gone.
And we're all finished. So practice times are over. And it's Colonel Lloyd that leads the way once again. Simo Racing in 2nd and Dado in 3rd. So the front runners in the pros are showing why they've been the fastest so far. Jetto 4th has done a really good job with Lockie and Taipan 5th and 6th. Dark Racing in 7th with Loft Vanish in 8th, Metal Drive in 9th. Shads has got himself into 10th. Woody Lizard down in 11th, he'll be looking to do better with Gear 3 Gaming in 12th and Par 0666 in 13th and last position. But you'd think, oh no, it's not looking good for those guys in 11th, 12th and 13th, but they're only 1.5 seconds off, so it's still very tight throughout the entire field.
Yeah, and we don't know what they're running for their fuel either, so now we'll find out who's first out.
Well, Lloyd was very quick to get out.
He was.
It's always an advantage in these short qualifying sessions to get out early.
Oh, people are out in front of him though.
Yeah.
Kiev leads the way out and almost leads the way into the fence.
Doing the Japanese Drift Masters action. Getting the tyres warm.
I think where we got behind.
Looks like Simo behind.
Simo. Yep.
So Simo won't be liking this. If he's stuck behind an open driver.
Stuck behind two.
Two of them. I wonder who's
trying to find.
Trying to remember who's
metal.
That's on metal. What type in? That might be
Vanish.
What Vanish is. So we've got two open drivers leading the way in this qualifying session, and they're putting themselves in a good position to try and snatch pole position away from the pro drivers. Traffic's
Vanish has already got damage.
Yeah, interesting. He must have hit the back of Gear 3 Gaming.
This is actually an opportunity for Simo. He can get a draft down here. So that might just help him rather than being in front.
Well, here we go. We've got some overtaking action in this qualifying session as Loft Vanish sneaks down the inside of Gear 3 Gaming.
No holds barred. Oh, Simo held up there.
Balked. These guys are duking it out. Someone tell these guys that this is a qualifying session, not a race.
I was going to say, is this a sign of things to come? Definitely want to be on pole.
Loft Vanish is backed out of it. Simo's on the 50.3. Lloyd a 50.6, so Simo's been benefited by that slipstream.
Definitely.
And Lloyd will be making sure that he's not held up. Ooh, that looked pretty close.
He runs wide. He's got the benefit of a 4-car draft here.
Yeah. There's Simo pulled over to the right hand side. He's letting these cars through. He's going to try and take advantage of the draft, but he's got to stay with them. If he doesn't stay with them, he's not going to get the benefits of that draft.
With Lloyd all over the back of Loft.
There you go. Gears actually pulled over to the right to give Lloyd some slipstream.
There we go. He improved. He improved, but
Not enough, so... Good sliding
yeah,
for
I think you're right. I think he got held up, like you're saying, coming out of this corner.
Yeah. Oh, no, there goes
Oh,
Lloyd. Lloyd's going to
Lloyd,
miss
put
out
in
on
the
pole
fence.
position.
Meanwhile, Dado's taken second, and he's not far off.
Yeah. Oh, look at this.
Oh,
There's a massive scrap. Is Dado going to get held up here?
I think he did. I think Lockie got a run on him there. Let's follow Lockie.
Yeah, Lockie's
Yeah,
buried.
Lockie got a run on.
So now,
Interesting.
will
As he
Lockie
goes through
get held
here.
up? He's very, very interesting because with the... Oh,
Very
here we
wide.
go.
Oh, Dado's got the run.
Oh, they've touched.
They hit.
That's going to hurt him. They're in the wall.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no.
Oh,
It's
it's
alright,
so
but-
unlucky for those two. And that's their qualifying session over. There's only 45 seconds left. I think Lloyd's actually got
Oh.
back out on track. He's going to try and get a lap in. Here's Taipan in 5th place. He's out, pretty much out on his own. Well, he's catching these 3 cars. I want to know where Lloyd is on track. I reckon
he's
he
just
might
in
have...
front.
Oh, here we go.
I think
He's going to get a lap in.
drafting. Yeah,
He's drafting Darky,
drafting Darky.
the championship leader of the Open Championship. Oh no,
He's
Oh,
run
no.
wide.
he went
There
too
he
deep.
goes. Yep, he went too deep.
But he got himself in 2nd place though, so he actually did a pretty good job.
He has. He spewing, he outbraked himself there. He
Yeah,
could have followed Darky around and put in an absolute blinder.
Yeah.
Anyway, not to be.
but
Not to be.
he did a good job because I thought when he spun out that was his qualifying over, but he was able to...
Yeah, these guys are coming to complete. We've got Gear and then Vanish.
So across the line goes Gear 3 Gaming. Will he improve? Don't
Everyone's
think
out.
he did. So that's Simo Racing 4, your pole position, with Colonel Lloyd in 2nd, Dado Racer in 3rd, with Lockie 55s in 4th, Taipan Samurai up in 5th, with Dark Racing 6th. Shads has got himself into 7th, so he's constantly improving. Metal Drive 05 in 8th, with Jetto 13 in 9th, Loft Vanish in 10th, Gear 3 Gaming 11th, Par 0666 in 12th, and Woody Lizard rounds out the field in 13th place. So,
And there's half a second between the first 6 cars. That's amazing.
yeah. Yeah, very close action.
So, here we go. Championships on the line.
Yeah, this could be a make or break night of racing for these guys. With
What have we got? We're looking at about 18 litres of fuel. Yep. Okay, Dano's got 19. Lockie's gone for 16.
be careful. They could also be
Lockie's on
qualifying
19.
fuel as well, so we don't.
Yeah, but true. They haven't quite set up their cars.
But his first race is only 10 minutes, and
10 minutes. So what are we expecting? Probably 12 laps?
could be around that. 12 or 13 laps.
18 for Taipan. Woody's the last of the pros. He's on 18. So 18 seems to be the go. 17. They're all fueled about the same. We've got Lockie's on got 16. He's got the least. And a couple with 19. So yeah, going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Alright, so we should get ready for the leader.
Here we go. The lobby's syncing up. It's now the...
Oh, Dado's creeping.
Lights come up.
Dado's creeping.
Yep, the clutches are in.
Oh,
We're
did he jump
underway.
the start there?
Yeah, it could be a couple of jump starts as we head into turn 1. Lloyd got the
Clear
jump and he's
leader.
in the first. Oh, look at that, car's going everywhere with 3 wide in the midfield.
Oh,
Oh,
already we've got someone off.
that,
Not sure who that
that might have
was.
been Taipan.
Darky and Taipan.
That might have been Taipan in the wall. And there goes Metal
Oh,
Drive
that's Metal.
off to the right. He was able to catch it. They're
Oh,
bumping
we're
and
fanning
grinding in the
out.
midfield.
4 wide.
Shads and Lockie are going side by side as they enter Parabolica. Yep. And Shads has actually got that place. So Lockie down in 6th place.
What's the rest of them file through? Back to the leaders. More single file down the straight.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. 3 wide into turn 1.
Lloyd and Dado. Dado trying to go around the outside to Colonel Lloyd. We've got Simo racing back there in 30. He'll be looking to pick up the scraps. We've lost the... Oh no, there goes Dado. That's going to cost him a lot of time. And there goes Metal Drive into the wall.
Metal Drive as well.
So, bit of technical difficulties
injured.
at the moment, guys. Got to apologise for that. We're just struggling to get those standings up and running. Hopefully we get that going shortly. But in the meantime, we've got Lloyd and Simo duking out for first place.
And Dado's dropped. He's dropped a long way down, back into 7th.
Yeah.
Just a bit eager on the power. It's tough out of that corner. You want to just put your foot down. It's wide and it's open, but there's a little grip there. And I think there might even be a little bump too on the way out. Just unsettles the car. Anyway, here we are, 1st and 2nd. Still at it.
Oh, there goes Lloyd. Championship leader gone.
Oh, he's kept it off the wall though.
Oh, did he hit? Oh, that must have been close. He almost hit one of the cars coming through. And look at that, here comes Dado.
Now Simo's all on his lonesome. 2-second gap to Darky. Darky into 2nd.
So Pegasus, can you try and get those sandings back up?
Which ones?
The ones on the left hand side.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. Dark Racing's actually moved himself to 2nd place overall. So he's actually done a ripper drive so far. Just by keeping the car within its limits. He's got Lockie 5.5s chasing him down. Look at that. Lockie 5.5s was further to the left entering that right hand onto this straight than what Darky was. So he might have got a much better run. As they head down to Parabolica. Still Darky in front in 2nd place. With Lockie and Taipan following closely. Woody Lizard from last place has got himself into 9th place.
He's done well. You got to push here because there's only like 6 minutes left, so there's no hanging around. Let's get back. Let's have another battle here. So here we are. We've got Jetto and Gear.
Yep.
Turn 1.
That one for 5th place overall, and they've got Colonel Lloyd bearing down on them.
Bearing down. So what does this do to the championship? Lloyd's 6 places behind, so he's going to drop 30 points on these guys, on Simo.
Won't drop much. He'll only drop 4 points or so.
Jetto looks up the inside.
There we go.
Run out of Parabolica.
Moving down the inside of Gear 3 Gaming. It's going to be a drag race down this long pit straight, and look at Colonel Lloyd factoring into this battle as well. Looks like Gear 3 Gaming just has the speed advantage as they enter into turn 1. Who's going to break latest? We're pretty equal, and Jetto's got that place done. But Gear 3 Gaming will still pressure, and Lloyd, look at him right up the rear bumper of Gear 3 Gaming.
Yep. Yeah, I think they outbraked themselves there.
And
Lloyd caught up quite a fair distance.
And Lockie and Taipan have got past Dark Racing for for second and third place. So Darky is now falling back into the clutches of Jetto, Gear and Lloyd.
Must have had an off somewhere.
I think it was more slipstream than anything. We've only got 5 minutes left in this race.
Let's see how the slipstream works for Lloyd.
Here we go.
Sit in there.
The championship leader.
Inside of Gear.
The championship leader of the pros. Down the inside of both Gear and the Jetto. And he's actually made it stick. So he made a massive lunge. And it's paid out for him. And now he'll turn his sights onto dark racing.
Gear and Jetto, they're still at it. And who have we got? So we got Darky and Taipan as well. Oh, just missed them. Very bad camera.
Very close.
This track. I think they can only afford 3.
Yeah. But Darky's still in that. You should still get a bit of slipstream effect from Taipan. So,
yep, here he goes.
Darky was a lot deeper on the brakes, and he's closed right up. Taipan got a better exit.
Let's jump on board.
Yeah, so Darky's not opening up turn 4 as much as what the pro guys are doing. Whoop, I gotta apologise guys, I just unplugged my controller. So we just lost.
Getting too excited.
Yeah.
Hard on the brakes.
Oh no!
Taipan
came back just in time to see that. Taipan made a bit of a mistake.
Lucky to hold on to it there.
Yeah, he was able. Well, Darky was actually too close to Taipan there when he made the mistake, and actually hurt Darky more than it hurt Taipan.
Yep.
Here we go. Under the brakes.
Slipstream there.
Come through turn 1. Very tight, narrow part of the track here, and you can't afford to make a mistake because the walls are very close to the track.
Yeah, he's leaving a lot of track, isn't he? Let's jump up with Lloyd. Lloyd's just about a second back watching this.
And Lloyd's sights would be on Taipan more than Darky's. Darky and Taipan have actually gone side by side through Parabolica. Can Darky hold it around the outside? I think he
Taipan's on
might
the
have
power
done.
earlier.
Yeah, Taipan's coming back.
Which car has the legs?
Well, this is not exactly for position points wise, it is for position for pride's sake. As here comes Lloyd. Was he going to make a dive? No, not quite. And
this has to be patient.
Yeah, Taipan now has regained 3rd place overall.
Been a good fight back by Lloyd.
Yeah, it has been. It is scratching away a few points here and there.
He's got to be patient, but at the same time, there's about 2 laps left, maybe 3, so he can't hang around. But he's carrying a bit of damage on his car. Not quite sure what. Again, you see the slipstream just plays in every time, doesn't it? Darky gets the run on into Parabolica, harder on the brakes. Darky gets the run out.
It's a very hard spot for Darky to be in because he wants to attack to get 3rd place back. He's also got to defend from Lloyd as we're going to go through wide into turn 1.
Oh, they touch.
Taipan dived it down.
Okay,
Lloyd's let him through. I didn't think he needed to do that. I don't think that was Lloyd's fault at all. And in fact, that's actually put Jetto back in. Jetto's right up the backside of Lloyd. And drop back there. But definitely from that onboard shot, it looked like there was a bit of contact.
Yeah, that corner got very skinny for Lloyd, especially with 2 on the outside.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're all still. No one. The best thing about that is no one got
there goes
out there. Gears wide. They all continued on, all held position.
So we now start the final lap, and I reckon Lloyd's closed right back up. Lloyd's overtaken Darky for 4th place.
The 3rd.
Oh, there goes Lockie.
Oh, and he's got Lockie as well.
Lockie's
it's all happening now.
Lockie. Oh, there goes Taipan.
Oh, Taipan.
Taipan and Lockie.
Oh, all over. be happy. Lloyd in
No.
a second.
It was
Arky into third.
It was a perfect position for Lockie to gain some points back in this championship. But now that's all gone.
It's all gone, and it's all his own doing. He's made a mistake and let everyone catch up there. It's a costly mistake in the end.
Yeah. Now Lloyd's actually found himself in second place. What a comeback, as there we go. The checkered flag is out. Colonel Lloyd will take second. It was Simo racing forward. There was your race winner. With Ducky third. And Jetto's got himself
Jetto.
into fourth place. With Datto Racer
Datto
actually
back to
climbing back
fifth.
up to fifth place, third in class. That was a brilliant fight back from him. Gear 3 Gaming holding in 6th place with Taipan Samurai in 7th. Loft Vanish in 8th with Pars 0666 in 9th. Metal Drive is in 10th with Woody Lizard in 11th. Lockie, the biggest loser, fell down to 12th place. And Shads into 13th. We just lost a driver there. That's gonna Gear 3 Gaming just disconnected right at the close. But we know that he was in 6th place as they crossed the line.
Yes. Well, it was uneventful for a long time, and then lap to go, everybody pushing. And it's a shame we didn't see what happened to Lockie. Obviously, I think he must have went in a bit too deep into turn 1, and then all of a sudden the field was on him, and it was 3 wide through that little short left-right section there, and as you saw, 3 don't fit, and Lloyd tapped Taipan, and then Taipan cut across in front of Lockie, and those two both ended up in the fence. The rest of the field streamed through, so ooh. And now we've got a reverse grid, so what's going to happen here in our next race? It's the excitement's building. The excitement's building.
So we're gonna have a quick turnaround for the next race. And what this next race is it's going to be a reverse grid. So the qualifying session that's about to begin is that all the cars will circle around on the outlap in order from first to last, and then when they start their qualifying laps, they will maneuver so that the first car to finish to cross the finish line will be the 13th place finisher, and they'll work their ways down. So the first place is the last car to finish.
And will Gear get back in? That's the question. What an exciting race. Looking forward to when project cars can have big fields.
Yeah.
That'll be insane.
Yeah, it will be very enjoyable.
So where are we off to next, Sato? Fill me in. I'm a bit out of the loop.
Well,
I haven't touched project cars since a fortnight ago.
Well, we're still at Monza. So we're
still
back
at Monza.
But this will be a 15-minute race with a reverse grid start. So as I was saying,
apologies there.
Simo Racing will start 13th, Colonel Lloyd will start 12th, and will filter back through.
So did we see some tactics there then, with a few of these faster guys finishing last?
I don't. Well, no, we did not see tactics. You don't. You don't pretend to. Well, you don't crash yourself out on purpose to get yourself a better starting position.
No, I'm referring to Dark Horse Shads. You know, we know he's fast. We know he's a good driver, and he finished last in that race.
Yeah,
so.
but he hasn't driven. He hasn't driven this game
he looking
for a
for
while.
pole?
So.
No, he hasn't. We talked about that earlier, but I'll just stir him up on the broadcast.
But Shads does get pole position for this next race, so it's a good chance for him to get some comfort back in the car.
Yeah, and drive away. All right. So, what would we be waiting for? Are they
Just
obviously
be
organising themselves.
be probably a quick driver's briefing at the moment. Trying to remember what was the results
A debrief.
in the open class. Was it trying to remember where Vanish, Metal Drive, and Par finish.
I think Par finished last of that group. Vanish was just in front of him, and I think Metal was just in front of him. So I could be completely wrong. But that was just I guess as I was flicking through at the end there, just to get everyone across the line. I think that's how they came across. Yeah. And their cars, they didn't seem to have any damage like the rest of the field.
Yeah, so we're just in a waiting pattern at the moment. But yeah, that was a ripping race though. Battles right throughout the field, as is really the nature of the track, with the long straight and the tight corners. That slipstream proved pivotal.
It did. It made such a huge difference. And I suppose I wonder how the tyres were holding up at the end there.
Well, it would have been.
Did that have some things to do with gear running wide in Parabolica?
Yeah,
Sure.
it could be.
Just trying to see if I can find the finishing order on the stream. Just luck. Okay, so we're up to qualifying now. Did we get a change in the weather at all? This race? I'm not sure.
Nah, oh, there is a bit of change. It's going to be light cloud, and it's going to be a morning start.
Okay, so a bit of a cooler track. Might help everyone get a bit more grip. Wonder if they've sorted out the turns 1, 2, and 3. Saw some interesting lines there. I noticed watching Lloyd there. He goes quite shallow into turn 3 before he comes out, and then takes the wide exit. Watched Dark Racing. He took the opposite. He was quite wide into turn 3 and then had a shallow exit.
So on screen now is your new championship leader in the Pro Division. He's got a 2-point lead over Colonel Lloyd. So even though Colonel Lloyd had that good fight back, just fell 2 points shy of retaining the championship lead. So still very close. It's a 10 points the difference between the top 3. Taipan Samurai, despite the spin, actually kept his 3rd place spot. And for the open guys in Division 2, FRCA Shadow was the big loser, having by not competing in that last race. He's dropped from 2nd place down the 5th.
So we'll just explain to our viewers what's happening here. So for our reverse grid,
yep,
we've got people coming out in the order that they finished, and when they start their flying lap, they should pull up before the finish line, and then the person who finished last will be allowed to cross the line first, and then second last will be allowed to cross the line second, and so on and so forth, just to set the grid, because we aren't able to just elect where people start on Project Cars 2. Yep. So we've come up with this way of setting the grid, and we use this quite often when we're having 24-hour races and resetting the sessions, etc., to restart after a 2-hour session, and it works quite well. And I think everyone's used to it now, so there's not as much confusion as in the first couple of attempts we did early in the year.
Yeah, so
they all start to line up on the main straight.
So if you enjoyed that racing in that first session, and if you're an Australian or New Zealand resident and you would like to get involved, then join us either on Facebook or on the on our webpage.
Yes, ANZCRL.weebly.com, I believe, is our website at the moment.
There's links in the chat for the Toyota 86 series where you can find all the series information, and there's also a link to our Facebook group, and which you can search for in Facebook if you search for Oz-NZ Combined Racing League.
Yeah, come along and join us. We have a great time. We have quite a few series throughout the year, special events. Everyone's really friendly. We all have a good time and a good laugh. And you know, I've joined this club. I think it was about April I joined, and I've just had a ball the whole year. Yep, really love it. Today I'm broadcasting, but I'm itching to get behind the wheel.
Yeah.
Waiting till February is going to be too long.
Yep. Well, the final 2 rounds will be in 2 weeks' time, which will be on the 15th of December, and then we are on a Christmas break where we won't return until the beginning of February for our annual Daytona 24-hour event. So if you want to get involved for then yeah, click on those links that are in the chat and come join us, because the racing, as always, is always very good. Yep.
Very competitive.
Yes.
We see people are setting their times straight back to the pits. Though Lockie, what's Lockie doing?
I think Lockie's just
testing out his car.
Oh, here we go. He's just venting some anger out from the previous race.
Just testing the safety barriers, make sure they're all working. Alright, so there we are, we have our grid set.
Yep.
And to answer your question, yes, so I was completely wrong with the way that Metal, Par and Vanish finished. Vanish finished ahead of Par and Par finished ahead of Metal, and I think I had them totally around the wrong way.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to necessarily remember when the screens go through this so quickly. So here's your grid for
that's why I point the camera and just commentate.
So it's Shad's on pole with Lockie next to him. Woody Lizard gets himself in 3rd with Metal Drive 4th. Par will start 5th with Vanish in 6th. Taipan 7th and Gear Gaming in 8th. Dado and Jetto 9th and 10th. With Darky in 11th, Lloyd 12th, and Simo Racing will start last as a penalty for winning the previous race.
And so they're not messing around this time.
These guys will have to put more fuel in the car than the previous race, as this race is 5 minutes longer. We've got a 15-minute race instead of the 10.
There we go. Got a extra 3 litres.
It's quite early in the morning too, so it's actually there's actually a lot of shadows.
Woody's got heaps of fuel in. Yeah, he's got 34. He's 11 litres too much, I think. Well, Metal, he hasn't quite adjusted his fuel at the moment.
Yeah.
Here's Par. Or Vanish. Taipan. Interesting to see.
There's a lot of differences in the fuel strategy.
Yep.
You'll want to get it right.
The front 2 are on 21 and 23. We've got Dado on 28. Woody had 34.
Yeah,
I think these guys here with 16 haven't updated their fuel yet. Darky's on 22. Lloyd's on 24. He'll be pretty much on the mark. I reckon Simo will. Oh, Simo's gone 20.
So this is going to be a very exciting race because all these fast guys are at the back. We've had a couple of guys that had issues in the last race that are at the front, and then so there's going to be a bit of chaos as the red lights come on, the revs rise, and we're green. There was a look like there might have been a jump start, but we're underway.
Quite sure.
We're already 3-4 wide coming into turn 1.
Oh, is there a tap there
Oh,
for the
there's
front?
carnage! That was
I
metal
think
drive.
Lockie's
That
off
was
again.
off backwards. Shads and Woody are free,
Again.
and Lockie's been involved too. He's down the last place. He'll be kicking himself.
Yes.
Look, we've got Shads in this position that he's most used to in
Yep,
in his
clean air.
career with ANZCRL. And look at this,
Okay.
Woody going down the inside of Gear 3 Gaming for second place.
Come on, cameraman. He's got him.
So,
It's a battle on behind.
look at that.
Lloyd.
And Lloyd is
He's-
already up into 5th
Lloyd's
place
up
and
to
he's
5th.
trying to make a
Unbelievable.
move on par for 4th place. In fact, he's in 4th now.
He's got him. And Simo's not far behind.
Yeah, so the guys at the back really made...
Oh.
Oh no, there goes Woody.
Oh, there. And who was that?
They're going everywhere. There's Lockie in the pits to get his damage repaired. Dado was also caught up in that turn 1 schmozzle, and
Yes, he's in the pits as
he's
well.
in the pits as well. So these guys will be spewing, and these guys I'm sure will fall a lap or 2 behind. And look at this, we're 2 by 2,
Wide. Lloyd for second already.
and Woody's trying to
Simo for-
follow Simo through.
Simo for 4th. That's why these guys are at the top of the game.
Yeah.
From last and second last to second and 4th, all within a lap.
Yeah, got very lucky. It was a chaotic start. Here's Dado coming out the pits.
Simo-
Oh, there goes Woody. He turned in too
He turned
early.
in miles too early.
He must have pinched a rear brake or something. And that's going to be big damage on that 105 Toyota.
Gonna get around, yeah, just. Alright. We head back to the leaders. Shads, he's just out in front, going, what the hell's going on behind, guys?
Yeah.
You know? And here comes Lloyd to keep him honest. Here in, oh, this camera's always horrible.
Yeah, that changing
on.
camera is always difficult. And here comes Simo. He's going to pass Gear 3 Gaming for 3rd place in this race. But
Think
Gear
he should
3
do this
Gaming's
easy.
having none of it. He's trying to hold on. It's not necessarily for
Lockie.
position. There's Lockie coming in the pits. He's actually holding position and letting all the cars through, which is very good of him.
Simo's just being very patient here. He hasn't raced with gear, so he's not quite sure how he'll react. Probably a bit worried he might get T-boned if he went up the inside of turn 1. So it's in
Look
the
at this,
draft.
Lloyd,
We got-
right up the back of Shads.
Well, we
So Shads is
can't
very
change because
vulnerable.
this is the horrible camera here. This one.
Yeah,
So, here
here we go. Shads and Lloyd.
Shads and Lloyd.
Oh, look at this. They're completely out off the track limits, trying to get every advantage possible. Lloyd pulls
The pit wall.
alongside. Who's going to be last to break? Looks like Shads was, and he holds on to the lead. But for how long?
Not for much longer, I don't think.
Lloyd has been the
He's a lot
dominant
faster
driver.
into turn 1.
Lloyd has been the dominant driver all season. That looked a bit slidey from Shads. Lloyd got balked. But Shads hangs on.
Oh, they go wide on the grass in the background.
Yeah,
Pushing hard.
there's action
There's Jedi-
everywhere
Jedi.
you look.
And Simo's making a move too on gear into the parabolica.
Yeah.
Have to wait to see when they come out. And he's
Yeah,
got
it looks
through.
like Simo's, yep. And Dado's actually popped ahead of them as well.
Darky and
Simo,
there we go. Darky and
Darky's
Vanish and
scrapping.
Dado's out of position.
Yeah, yeah, but he's trying to get his laps back. Oh, that's close between Darky and
Vanish.
That's Vanish, yeah.
Managed to hold it.
And they went side by side for a long time, and they're still side by side.
And yeah, Shads is still in front of Lloyd.
Yeah.
Gear's still hassling Simo, and it looks like Simo's got some damage. He's only got one headlight, so maybe that was in the turn 1 incident.
Here comes Starkey. Past Loft Vanish. But Loft Vanish isn't given up yet, and he will tuck into that slipstream. And he'll be pushing that right foot as hard as he can.
I can almost see it sticking out.
Yeah.
He's hard on the brakes now. He's got the better line through here. A moment, Darky.
Look at that. Datto's hassling Gear 3 Gaming, trying to unlap himself. But Gear 3 Gaming doesn't want to lose Simo. Here comes Lloyd, pulling down the outside of Shads into Parabolica. Can't quite get it done, but can he switch it back? Shads positions his car well, but Lloyd stuck out of the slipstream. I would have stayed in there.
Taking a wider run. Has he got a run on? Look how much ground he lost.
Yeah, looks like Shads has got a car length. Now under brakes for
Lloyd.
turn 1.
Lloyd's just got the better car under brakes.
Well, I think Lloyd's got the better car
right
overall. But you just can't shake that car of Shads. Shads has always been a very hard car to overtake because his racecraft is so good. We've seen it throughout our history of ANZCRL. Multiple race winner.
Datto is fast. He's climbing all over the back of Simo.
Simo would be best just to let Datto through.
Oh, here's Lloyd on the inside.
Yeah, here we go.
He's got the position.
Here we go, Lloyd into the lead. And Shads could only hold him up for so long. But can Shads get that place back? He pulled into the slipstream. He's ducked back up, showing the nose, going down the outside. Can he get the switch back happening? No, Shads went too deep.
They both go deep.
They
No
went
one's
deep.
given up there.
And I think that will be... Oh no, Lloyd's gone!
Lloyd.
And so is Shads!
Oh.
Simo's eyes will light up now. Oh no, there goes Darky.
Oh,
They're all gone off. Is there
Loft.
oil or something on the track? They're all losing it.
Makes sure Datto's got his lap
And now
back.
Datto's on the lead lap. Almost.
And Simo's closer on in on Lloyd. So, well, it all happened there. It was like sympathy spins there, wasn't it? It's like, oh, if you're going to spin, I'll spin too, just so it's all even. But
Lloyd's now racing Datto.
yeah, and he doesn't need to be. So,
Oh no,
probably.
Datto's backing out of it. No, he just...
Oh, almost lost it again, Lloyd.
It's
Should
right
just
on
let
the
Datto
edge.
go. I guess he is faster.
Simo's put him under a lot of pressure in this championship as a whole.
And this is the championship top 3 here. It's just a shame that Datto's a lap down.
Yeah,
Could have been.
it's going to cost... Well, it's not the championship top 3 because Taipan's in 3rd place still. Oh no!
Oh,
What a crash!
Oh, dear. What did he do? Turn in too soon?
I don't know what's happened. It wasn't much of a camera angle, but that's hurt Lloyd big time. Will he have to pit? No, he stays out. That's dropped him down.
Miraculously, his car seems okay.
That was a spectacular flip.
It was. It was. See how it goes into this corner. Yeah, look, he's got away with that. I think he's got out of jail there. His car doesn't seem to have lost anything. So
I have no idea what happened there. But
you just blink for a second in these races, don't you? And something happens. So
yeah.
we're lucky we actually got that on camera. But yeah, we just seen him fly across in front of us. In the meantime, I think Datto's unlapped himself. Simo's taken the lead. Again,
No, I think there's a
again.
bit of damage to Lloyd's car. He's just gone wide of Parabolica. Yep, Dado's on the lead lap now, finally.
So with all that going on, Chad's ended up, who was leading for a long time, he's back in 6th, and he's got Darky climbing all over him.
Yeah, well, Shads was caught up in that little turn 4, or turn 3 little drama.
Spin.
That was
So we got
crazy.
Shads.
Just 5 or 6 cars went completely out of control through that corner.
And the quiet achiever here has been Parr. Parr's just kept his head down. He's up into 5th. Got Shads all over the back of him now, but he hangs it in there. This is his first championship with us, and he's been driving along all right. Keep your nose clean. That's all you got to do for your first couple. Get your confidence up. Attack later on. In the cars and on the tracks. Darky's got through as well. So these three are having a bit of a battle.
Here we go. Darky goes
Darky.
around the outside. And Taipan's
Shad's
actually
back on
into
the
the
inside.
pits. Taipan's into
Ooh.
the pits and he has a penalty.
And he has a penalty.
So all of a sudden, Dado could gain another place and move into, I think it would put him 5th place in class.
In class. Yes.
5th or 4th place in class. With Lloyd Simo first, Lloyd second. Then it's Woody in 3rd in class. Taipan 4th, Dado 5th, Lockie 6th. And then for the open guys, it's Gear 3 Gaming's actually leading.
Or who someone's just ducked into the pits there.
Oh, Jetto's
It's just pitted. Wonder why.
Dado's just pitted out of 3rd place.
Because he didn't put fuel in. Is this why
He's out of
Taipan
fuel.
called in as well?
That might be why Taipan had to pit as well. And yeah, Taipan's actually, he has lost that place to Dado. And Taipan's got himself a time penalty. I reckon he might have sped in the pit lane. So that's unbelievable. We have 3 minutes left in the race, and these guys haven't done their fuel calculations correctly.
No. And we looked at them at the start, didn't we? We were thinking that, yeah, some of them may have forgot. Some of them probably put some in. But yeah, what a costly mistake by Jetto. I think he was in 4th place then before that happened.
Yeah, he was 3rd or 4th, and yeah, he's just cost himself a lot of points.
Also, we get back, so we got Lloyd. Lloyd's chased back. Lloyd's chased down Simo once again.
Yeah.
So after spinning out and getting an aerial tour of the Parabolica, getting back on track. Obviously, not much damage to his car, and he's reeled in 1st place, and he's less than a second behind.
Yeah, it was 2 seconds faster than Simo on the previous lap. Unbelievable.
Simo must have had a bit of an issue. Oh, and he's got him.
Yeah,
He's got him.
might have to check the fuel on Simo's car. Is he running low? Could that be? He is running low. He's down to 3 litres, so he's actually fuel saving Simo. And he might have to make a splash and dash pit stop right at the end.
So we flicked through with him. He only had 20 litres in, and the other guys had 23, 24.
So this race is not finished, and the
No,
battle
not
for
by
the
a long
win
way.
in the open class is not over either, because Darky's reeled in 2 seconds to Gear 3 Gaming on that previous lap.
And Gear's almost out of fuel too.
Gear's gonna need a splash and dash, so these guys are all running out of fuel. I reckon what's happened is that they've based their fuel mileage off the qualifying session that they did, where they ran at low speed. So Gear's now.
Oh dear.
Gear's got Taipan down his. Gear's still going.
He's going to try
With
and
1
make it.
litre left, the car's running on fumes, and he's in the lead of the race. But can he stay there? He needs this to be the final lap, and he's spun it. That's not going to help him.
It's not going to help him. He's going to be clutching
He
it
needs.
big time.
Where is Lloyd? Because there's Lloyd. I think Lloyd's going to do another lap, and if Lloyd does another lap,
think he is.
that's going to ruin Gear's race.
I think it's going to ruin a lot of people's race. Simo's as well. So he got
Unbelievable.
17 seconds. He's going to make another lap.
It was
Gear's
such a
gonna
good
have to
drive.
pit.
There's such a good drive from Gear 3 Gaming. He kept himself out of trouble and moved himself into the lead.
Simo's got to get round on 1 litre. He's got 8 seconds back to Darky.
Oh, and Gear 3 Gaming sped into the pit lane as well. So things have gone from bad to worse for Gear 3 Gaming. Darky's taken the lead once again. In class, that is.
Shad's in all this.
Shad's moved back up to 4th. This has been a good race from Shads.
He's hanging in there for 5th, and we're saying just keep yourself out of trouble, keep quiet. We got Loft, he's got plenty of fuel.
And it almost feels like this is the end of the racing for tonight, but it's not going to be over because we've still got another race after this. Where we head to China.
Lloyd's trying to put Dado a lap down at the end, and he does. He puts him a lap down. Well done to Colonel Lloyd.
Oh, there was a bit of a crash there at the finish line as well.
Simo's managed to get round his own.
Second place for Simo.
Done well.
He snuck through with 0.3 of a litre left. Unbelievable. Darky had 1 litre left.
Shad's. Oh, just missed out. Taipan's rear-ended him.
Oh.
And well done to Parr. He brings it home in 5th.
He's
Great
second
driving.
in class.
And his car looks absolutely immaculate compared to some of the others.
Yeah. Loft Vanish got 3rd, and Jetto fell down to 4th in the end. He'll be spewing.
Who's in the wall here? What's happened to Gear? He's lost the rear wing.
Oh, he's not even finished.
Shocker?
I don't think.
He's not even finished.
Oh,
his car's not good.
He's gonna DNF. I feel.
He's had a terrible race. He was in 3rd. Didn't put enough fuel in. He's come out. He's ripped the rear off it. He's trying to get it across the line.
Get it off. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Is
snaking,
he gonna get
it's
there?
crabbing. Come on, Gear, you can get there. You can do it, mate.
Go on, Gear.
Wall. Who's this coming up behind him?
Oh,
giving him a push.
Darky, give him a push across the line. There we go.
Oh, did he get
That's
there?
the end of the
I
race.
think he did.
No, he did get there.
That picture. He got there.
Got there just.
Well, what a... These
unbelievable
races,
race.
Cease to amaze, do they?
Colonel Lloyd with the win.
Settled down.
With Simo Racing 2nd, Darky 3rd, with Shads in 4th, Parr 5th, Loft Vanish in 6th, with Jetto 7th, Gear 3 Gaming in 8th, Dado 9th, Woody 10th, Taipan 11th, Metal Drive 12th, and Lockie a race from hell, and he finished in 13th place. Just grabbing screenshots of the results.
2 laps down.
That's going to be it for this stream. But don't go away. I'm going to put a link into the chat for the round 7 broadcast. Click on that because we'll be back in 10 minutes for round 7 at the Zhuhai International Circuit in China. So
more action to come.
So plenty of action to come. So just doing a stream reset and we'll be back very shortly. I'll see you then.